We are here on Talk of the Town, and it is, of course, time to talk about high school football. Marcus Walsh, Daniel Cort.
Hey, Betsy.
Are all
Betsy,
things
how are
high
ya?
school football. Guys, good to see you both.
Good to see you.
Yeah, so Marcus, we're going to start with you,
Okay.
and we are going to break down the Cross County Bowl. Tell us a little about it.
Tell you what, it was really interesting. At halftime, I turned over to Daniel and I said, "This is probably the craziest first half of football that I've ever seen, let alone called." It was 2-0 Beaufort at the end of the half, just off a safety that happened about halfway through the second quarter. The defenses came out and they were just on fire, playing with their heads on fire. They did a great job. There were some mistakes and penalties in the second quarter. And then the football game broke out. The track meet broke out. Tanner Macy guided May River down the field. It was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We actually presented our MVP to the defensive player for Beaufort. That was great. His, I think it was Simmons, 56.
Yeah,
that we presented the award to, and it was just one of those tight neck-and-neck games. It was really fun and a great call, and it was a great game as per usual, and a huge win for Beaufort.
Yeah.
May River's got to get going a little bit. We'll see them against Bluffton here in a couple of weeks, but they need to find a way to get a little extra
Kind of
juice.
get their footing a little bit.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and get a big win against a big team. We'll see if that happens here soon.
Yeah. And then you also wanted to talk about Whale Branch and Battery Creek.
Yeah, we had that game a couple of weeks ago now in the Beaufort Bowl, and last year we saw the 1913 win by BC, and BC's banged up. You know, what were we going to see with them coming out of the gates? And then all of a sudden, just a great start for them. They ended up scoring the first 12 points. By halftime, though, they had given up 13. They were down 13-12.
Wow.
And then Whale Branch, KJ Chisholm and company, several running backs doing a great job. And at the end of the game, it was 45-12. Just not quite enough in terms of what BC typically can do when they have all their athletes out. Nick Underwood was out, a couple others were out, and they just didn't have enough, Chase Olson and company, to withstand, I think, the best team in 1A and possibly a state champion this year. Whale Branch is really good.
Well, we'll keep watching them then to see if that comes true.
Yes.
Yeah. And so
It's going to be fun.
I'm going to hand it over to you now, Mr. Cort, and we are going to talk about the Highway 170 Bowl.
Yeah, Hilton Head Christian Eagles versus the Beaufort Academy Eagles. So it was a battle of the birds.
Yes.
I was a little surprised. We called Beaufort Academy earlier. I kind of thought they were a little bit better. What I saw was completely different than what I expected. You know, Hilton Head Christian has had some stars come back who were hurt early in the season. Christian played some really tough teams early on, and I think that helped prepare them. You know, the bottom line is their depth was overwhelmed BA toward the end. BA had a key injury to one of their star players, which was Devonte Green, and Dylan Clark at quarterback for Christian Academy was a star. You know, he threw for 4 touchdowns, ran for another, has some great receivers. He can spread it out all over the field. So they just wore him down. Deeper rosters. You know, you're talking about an enrollment that's twice the size of BA.
Right.
So there you go. The other was the Bridge Bowl, which we had. I had my buddy Kevin Libby sitting in for the man here.
Right.
Kevin, great job. Appreciate it.
Kevin was outstanding. He's a natural. He's a showman. And I told him, I said, just like Drew Bledsoe said to Tom Brady when he was going for the winning drive in the Super Bowl, get out there and sling it, baby. So I just told Kevin to sling it, and he slung it. He was great. Another classic with the rivalry of Bluffton and Hilton Head. The interesting storyline there was that Owen Bays, who was at Hilton Head last year, was in a 2-platoon system with the Hilton Head starter Jackson Bybee. He transferred, took some grief for that. It's been a difficult journey for him to transfer over, but he was our player of the game. He just made enough plays to get the 28-24 victory for 3 touchdowns. It was a very emotional scene between he and his parents when he accepted the award. He was crying, and you know, that's at the end of the day, that's what it's really about. Hayden Gregory, once again, great coaching job. BJ Payne brought another solid game plan to the contest, but you know, it just comes down to a couple momentum plays, and Bluffton made just a few more.
Yeah. Well, they all sound like they were fantastic. I'm going to have to go back and and see what I can see on WHHI. See some of those plays. Thank you guys for being here today. And of
Thank
course,
you.
all of the updates on high school football. I know we're going to see you again soon.
Sounds
You
good.
bet. Thanks, Betsy.